Hey guys, welcome back to another Minecraft video. I'm going to do my yearly world tour that I normally do every year for my Minecraft. See what's going on, see what changed, see what happened over the last year. This is mostly for me to make sure I keep a track of what I've changed and see my progress. But anyway, let's just get into it. This year, not a lot has changed in terms of this area. I've added some detail here and there. Nothing too crazy. Some new little houses mixed in, some detail, fine detail. There's some things that I'm going to change soon, like I'm going to change this building right here, this blue one. I don't like the way it looks anymore, so I'm finally going to change it. I've added some buildings like here to the actual, I guess you would call this the noble district or whatever, right around the castle. I've added some secrets I'm not going to show just because it's funny. I will show one actually. There's I added this room underneath the cathedral. I finally finished it. I built this room years ago. I finally finished it after who knows how long. I built this secret entrance. I'm not going to show where the button is or the combo. It's pretty cool. It's meant to be a cult underneath the church because why not? I think it's funny. But I really like the way these the shelves have come out in Minecraft. They are so useful for building stuff nowadays. I don't know how Minecraft does not have a, vertical slab. If there was, man, oof, it'd be crazy. Other than that, not a lot has changed here. I have done a little bit more work over to this area. I've done a little work here and there, mixed in some new housing, some new structures that just kind of blend in. I don't know which ones I did. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure I've done something. They all kind of blend together. I did a little work on this building. I've done work here and there, but most of my work has been focused elsewhere. I added a little stable over there. I got my main banquet hall. That has not changed, but I had a little stable. I've been trying to train up some horses to get an actual fast horse, but I have not gotten it yet. I really don't know the method to the madness anymore to get a super fast horse. But next, let's see. We got the sky castle over here. I did a little bit more work to this, but I don't like the way it really looks anymore. There's things I want to change on it. Like, I don't like the way the oxidized copper looks now. Like, it was fine when it was that, like, still had that orange color, but now with it turning green, I don't like the way it looks. So I really haven't done much. The only thing I did to it from last year is add a little bit of greenery on the outside. And other than that, it's almost the exact same structure from last year. Where I have been focusing a lot of work recently is over at the Cherry Kingdom, though. Well, another thing I did is I added more roads to this world to make it feel more connected. It's one thing I really wanted to focus on, is feeling like you could walk around this world without flying with an elytra. So compared to last year, I've added a whole bunch more houses over here. It's actually pretty crazy how many more houses I've added. It doesn't look like a lot, but from last year, it was just like a few houses right here, but I added all those, and it was like one or two houses over there, those. I've done more detailing along with the gatehouse right here, a crap ton more trees, and another thing I added was a bunch more fields with a lot more trees. Look at all those. Along with the roads to a future project that's over here. That will be some sort of flower wizard, because that's where my flower farms are. I'm feeling like there should be like a big flower-focused tower there that's all wrapped in vines or something like that. But these houses are pretty much the same. I focused a little bit more on doing some interiors on these houses. They're all pretty similar with interior wise, but like this one right here, it's pretty basic, but it's definitely a step up for me. I didn't do this to all of them, because I'm pretty sure if you come across here, no, I did decorate this one. I think these are actually all decorated. It's a big step up compared to, you know, this one I was starting to do at the beginning of the year. I'm trying to focus more on interiors because it's my weakest, you know, building suit. Up here is where my my cherry tree farm is, that I get all the cherry wood. It's inside the mountain. Well, I should say this wasn't a mountain. This was a you know, a ravine basically, and I just put a cherry tree farm. It's been such a lifesaver because I have used a lot of cherry wood. Other than that, nothing's really else has changed here. I have added some paths elsewhere, but they're kind of minor and not really worth mentioning. I should really just do like a full, you know, no commentary talking video of me just wandering for hours. As you can see, I've added a lot more cherry trees to kind of distinguish this area to make it feel like its own little separate entity. I don't know if I like all the cherry trees, but it's really worked with all the spruce trees that have really added enough. What do you call it? You know, it gives it its whole area. It feels all super connected. I'm going to show you my my underground city. I've done a lot of work there too. I actually did some work, which I am very shocked about. It took a lot out of me to do this. I can't believe it how long I spent on doing this. But I finally bit the bullet and put the ceiling, sloped the whole ceiling out. It took forever to do that. I mean it. Like, it's an understatement of like how long this took. And I used the what's it call it? The deep slate terracotta because I wanted it to look proper. Like proper dark. So when you're actually down here, and when I do build the city, there won't be any lights anywhere up high. So it'll just be what's down there. And that's it. I have planned out a little bit more of the city, you know. One of these days, I'm pretty certain one of these days I'm just going to just start building here. And just go from there. There's stuff here that is the exact same. Other than that, nothing else has really changed. I did focus a big chunk of my year is getting a storage system that I can just store like almost everything. Obviously I can't because it's not worth it. I built this huge storing system. This is all the copper blocks. All the 2 variants of copper blocks. It is wild. There's this many variants of copper blocks. I don't even have them all. I don't know why I made so many chests of copper blocks. But this is just, you know, your standard sorting room basically. I finally needed one. I don't have every block, or I don't have enough of every block that, because like what I was doing when I was building this is I was just sending it, you know, I built it out and I placed it out, but as I was building it, I didn't craft the blocks for each of them. So I know there's an order of the deep slate blocks. It's all right here, but I didn't craft them. So that's kind of my fault there. Other than that, nothing's really changed. Yes, there's a whole bunch of minor changes because my scattered brain. In the nether, I have done no work. That's a lie. I did do something in the nether. I worked on my what do you call it? My gold farm up here. I built the donut one just because I wanted to have it work before what do you call it? the XP changed and now it doesn't work. It still works as a gold farm, but it doesn't work as a as an XP farm anymore. But one mistake I made is my little AFK box here is a tiny bit too close, so they spawn there and, you know, will technically fall downwards. So, but here I still have all my item sorting for all my nether products that you get from the bartering system. So I've got them all here. On that, nothing really else has changed in here. It's basically the exact same because I haven't spent like any time here other than building this little tough farm. Or no, not tough farm, salt farm. Other than that, I haven't really done anything substantial in the nether. Most of my effort has been focused on the Cherry Kingdom and my end base, which I have spent a lot of time on. And it's kind of jarring how much more time I spent on the end this year than I originally thought I was going to. So I have spent the better part of quite a few months on this. As you can see, I have really put an emphasis on the city aesthetic I'm going for here. I'm going for a steampunk style of a city, and the way I'm getting that done is with the you know, the copper everywhere, because I had so much of it. I wanted to give like a use for me to have all this copper, and it's really turning out, because the way steampunk aesthetic works, there's supposed to be pipes going everywhere. I know like there should be cogs and stuff like that, but I'm not dealing with the cogs. I can't get the way they look down in Minecraft. I can't do it. But with the steam, I love the way everything oxidizes. So from the copper blocks to the copper stairs to the lightning rods to the copper trapdoors to even the copper lanterns, everything oxidizes. And the way I got around with adding a little bit of life here is some copper golems that I did not wax. But, you know, when I world build here, I think of like, well, okay, there's all this steam here. Where is it coming from? It's coming out of the ground and going into the chimneys and into the meteors that would be on the side of the building. So where would all this copper be coming from? So I built this big big steam plant that would be sucking water out of the reservoir that is here. So it gives a purpose of why there's a big lake here. Because in reality, I originally was making this as like a fish tank, but now it's turning into a water reservoir for the steam that all this area uses. And I made sure to put like the boilers in here and little tracks that would, you know, go out here to... Eventually, I'm going to put the coal stockpiles out here somewhere. Big bunks of coal that will hopefully, you know, make it realistic of where all the coal is coming from. One thing I'm going to do is put like a big ship dock over here, airship dock to, you know, ship in the coal and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm trying to make everything feel like it's realistic. So like the boilers send the hot steam out this way, and like they don't technically connect. And if I come up here, you could probably see there's valves up here where the hot steam would go. So the water comes in here, or I should say the steam comes in, goes out there, back into the ground. So the water comes in that way. So you got to make it think like, oh, well, here goes the steam, and now it goes to all those houses over there. And I imagine the overworld and the end dimension would be connected, because that's why their airships are here. But, you know, the way I've been building this, it's really, I really enjoy building this. I can't build too many of these houses, because these take a lot longer than my other style of buildings. Even though these are super square, I'm trying to put as many different blocks together as possible. You know, From the andesite, the bricks, to the terracotta, to the deep slate. I'm just trying to add as much variety to this world right now. That's here. And then my ocean, I have, I added a bunch of the most recent thing is the nautiluses. I added a whole bunch of those. Those are scattered about in here. It's finally some sort of aquatic animal I can breed that won't eat the fish in here. As I originally put a couple axolotls in here and they cooked a bunch of fish, so hopefully there's no axolotls left in here. I haven't seen any, so this is my Enderman farm. It's super efficient because there's nowhere for them to spawn around here. That's about it for here. I didn't really do much work elsewhere. I can show off a couple of my farms I added. I added a couple farms to my spawn to make it a little bit more... a little bit better. Oh god, that's laggy. That works just a tiny bit better. You can kind of see it because all the way over here, I'm running some pretty crazy mods right now. We could show off a few of those. Actually, I'll show off the prison I've been working on first, and then I'll go there. I've been working on this prison because I've been thinking, where the hell, if there's all these empires, where's all their jails? Where they send all the people that, you know, do bad things? But then it got me thinking, maybe the kingdoms don't have them because there's an entity that has it, and it's a prison. This prison's it's a decent sized prison. It's not done like most things in this world. It's got a little ways to go. But, you know, I've added, you know, these will be solitary confinement. I've added a really interesting execution room because I basically based this whole prison thing on over a spider spawner. I didn't know there was a spider spawner there until I was digging this road that comes here over the fake canal I dug. I think that was already here, but I think that was there last year, but I don't remember. And I was digging this road because I want to get rid of this bridge I have here because it kind of blocks the whole method, like how those boats get there and stuff like that. So I made this pathway you could walk all the way around. And I was digging through here and I ran into the spider spawner right there. But, you know, this it's getting there. And I did dig the path to the jungle, but I'm not ready to show that off. It needs more time to cook. So it's a little ways away. And in my spawn, I've added some more farms to help me get more blocks, because I've been using more and more, like all the time. What do we got here? We got a nice little shulker farm that I finally have it going full time because I found out ender pearls, when they're in stasis, actually stay loaded. They load the chunks. Because I misplaced this when I built it. I didn't put it in my spawn chunks. So, whoops. So you just got your standard farms over here. Cow farm, sheep farm, village trading hall, melon, pumpkin, wheat farms, bamboo, large kelp farms right here, concrete powder farms, nether tree farms. Over here we have a little honey farm, creeper farm, and spider farm. And these are the two farms I added this year, which is a dirt to clay farm, which is pretty crazy that this is like, you can do this. It's actually pretty nice. And basically just you stand right here, place dirt on this, and it turns it to mud, where then it dries out and turns to clay, because I actually needed a lot of clay for the bricks, for the end dimension. And the way I've been building those islands, I've been placing down stone first. So I've needed a crazy amount of stone, and I built this stone farm. I forget who it's by. This took me about a good, good day of Minecraft to figure out. Thank God for Lagmatica, because I would never been able to even follow a tutorial for this. It generates like something like 80,000 stone an hour. It's pretty crazy. But other than that, I think those are the only 2 Minecraft farms I've added that are new compared to last year's World Tour. But other than that, it's been, eventful. I've done a lot of work. It's not really been major stuff. It's been more of like a lot of work here, a little work here, and my scattered brain works, and I have to work in a million different spots all at once. I also added auto crafters to like every passive farm that already had some sort of production, like my iron farm. I added auto crafters to that for blocks of iron. To bone meal farms to get bone blocks in case I need them. And to my smelter that's smelting, what's it called? I can't remember. Kelp, that's what it is. Smelting kelp to get kelp blocks. And then other than that, that's it. If you liked, you can leave a comment. And I do stream pretty frequently currently, so if you have any questions about like previous builds, I probably have gone into way more detail on some of these other ones. But I have this lore book written down of like sort of what has happened in this world and why stuff has happened. And some of my future plans is continue working on the Cherry Kingdom over there, and then I'm also gonna probably start the jungle build. I'm going for a very interesting style of building. I have this in my mind. I have this whole idea of that. It's sort of like a hanging gardens in the jungle. It won't be like, it'll be based on the hanging gardens, but it'll be different with a mine twist on it. So I'm going to use basically like a jungle temple as my reference and just go crazy, because I don't know how big I'm going to make it, but there'll be a whole city built around the jungle temple. So, or jungle, whatever it'll end up looking like. I don't know exactly what I'm going to call it, but I have an idea of building like the hanging gardens of that type there. That's my current plans. Those 3 projects. This one, the end, and over there. And occasionally I'll probably just throw another building in here to keep filling it out, because, this area is like, there's not much more I really can do other than replace buildings. Or maybe I'll work in the basement, but I doubt that. Well, that's about it. If you liked, leave a like, comment, say something cool, and that's about it. If you have any questions, leave a comment about like what shaders I'm using and stuff like that. Just leave a comment down below. I'll answer it. And you know what? Have a great day.